Ready? My name's Bonkstrats, and this is Speaking Simulator, and it looks as cursed. The whole game is as cursed as this menu screen. It only escalates from here. There's a little bit of a preamble after I click play, so I will count down to time. It's not yet. I don't want to stress the
Sorry,
restream around.
but you are now
The premise of this
alive.
game is that you are a robot who unfortunately is now alive, and your AI overlord here decides that might help your condition if you had a mission. So why not infiltrate and destroy human society? And the speedrun's really fun. I like it a lot. I am getting distracted by Discord, so I shouldn't look to my right. Anyway, speedrun's really great. It is very focus intensive, so I actually will not be talking a lot, but I'm gonna let my commentator introduce himself here.
Hey y'all, fucking Arthur back on Bonks as coach again. Very, very pleased to be back. I shouldn't say pleased. I'm honored. Nothing about this game is pleasing. If the teeth in the last game were nightmare material, then prepare for more of that. This is the spiritual sequel to Weird Dreams. 30 years in the making. They said it couldn't be done, but we're here to deliver it to you.
Yeah, shouts out to Glitchwitch for sure. That set the stage perfectly, and we're flattered to be programmed after that. But such an exquisite game.
Shout out to Power Up with Pride for putting that twofer deal together as well.
All right. Anyways, yeah. So this is our robot, and I'm gonna let Arthur take it away, and the countdown will do 3, 2, 1, go. So 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So here we go. First, the setup menu here. There's a little bit of a tutorial, a little bit of a training session here, just to get used to the first speech system that you're going to control. So that is basically you're just controlling the movement of your lips and jaw, and also your tongue inside the mouth. Yeah, I think I completely.
Oh, yeah.
Howdy, everybody. We're gonna restart. We're gonna try this again. And I just accidentally closed the game. How foolish of me. Silly bonks. Tricks are for kids.
Blame this all on the demon girl who was trapped in the
Hello.
soccer ball.
Welcome to Speaking Simulator.
Thanks for everybody's patience. Also, we should hype up for
Press
real
start
that
now.
there was an incentive for this game and it already got met, which is bananas
Can
to
you
me.
help
So
me fit
a
in?
huge thank you to everybody that donated for the incentive to have this robot do a silly little dance. I super appreciate that. That's bananas that it already got met.
Ooh,
A silly little dance, but I dare say a very important dance.
Yeah. Okay. I will. Yeah, we'll be a little bit faster this time. We won't tempt fate so much.
Alive.
It'll be 3, 2, 1, go. So we go 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so start of the run here. We are just going through the little tutorial, getting used to the tongue cam, which I say getting used to. You never truly get used to. I've commentated this game twice now. You just do not get used to the tongue cam. But we see here the first two speech systems that you control as our protagonist, a robot named Blank Text Field. That's the first of many great little jokes in the game. Really funny game, and we miss a lot of the jokes when we're speedrunning, but I have the dialogue here, so I'll try and call out anything that's particularly entertaining, but really encourage anybody who is interested to go through and give this thing an actual playthrough and catch some of the humor. But the first two systems here, you're moving the tongue around, trying to activate 3 different areas in the mouth. That is controlled by joystick. And then you're also moving your jaw up and down and your lips in and out. Opposite side of the screen.
Any coolant fluids?
So right now, Blank Text Field is out on a date with Karen from HR at
my
the company that he works at.
in
And
requesting
they are
mechanical
having just a nice casual date where
maintenance
Blank is convincing Karen that he's a totally normal person who is not going to order maintenance fluid at the cafe and is actually going to order just a perfectly normal human drink.
Human
And what can I say? This does it for Karen. Karen's really into it.
I am an elegant
And so
romantic
Blank here is
made.
It has won over Karen. That's the first level. And so now Bonks is installing the first upgrade, which you'll see now on the screen. Is emotive display level 1.
Later.
So this is a required upgrade. And it controls your expression from happy to
my external matrix.
So
is
right out of the gate here, second level of the game, we're already controlling 3 different competing systems. Bonks is playing on controller, Xbox 360 controller, I believe. You can also play this game with mouse and keyboard. It's a lot of clicking and dragging. But there's speed gains for either one.
I am.
And there are 2 currently two speedrun categories right now. There's beat the game, which you just play straight through. But you can disable upgrades after you beat the level that requires them. So right now, after this level, you could deactivate emotive display and not have to worry about your happy or neutral emotions in subsequent levels. Then the slightly longer category is no upgrade disable, where you play through and you keep every upgrade as you enable it. Blank Text Field here now is talking to Grant, who's an upper level management at his company. Apparently, Blank impressed Karen so much on this date. And who wouldn't? Looking like he does, and behaving like a totally normal human.
The green polo really sets him apart.
Exactly, yeah, it's the side part. Nobody's wearing a side part. No white men in polos are wearing a side part in 2020. So that's definitely doing it for Karen, and she was not only romantically impressed, she was also professionally impressed and recommended Blank Text Field for promotion. So that's what you're talking through with Grant, your supervisor, right now.
Average human.
So do we have time for some donations?
Yeah, please.
Okay, we have $50 from Susu Squid, who says, thrilled to be able to witness two curse games in a row. Thank you, Glitch and Bonks. And we also got another $5 donation, so thank you all for your donations.
A logic.
Thanks so much, Squid. Love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Squid. You're a hero. Everybody who donates is a hero. Fantastic cause. So you can see right now, Blank's right eye is pointing off in sort of an independent direction. We're going to lose it here because the level's ending, but this is the penalty for misfiring one of the speech systems. You end up raising suspicion with the person that you're talking to, and there's a bit of RNG here in the penalty, but you something negative will happen to one of your control systems. So one of your eyes will point in a different direction, your ear will pop off, your nose will turn upside down. A lot of them are cosmetic, but a lot of them are actually functional as well. So sometimes the buttons in the mouth will move around in the mouth, point in different directions, or you'll get some really intense particle effects on the screen that make it hard to see what controls you're supposed to be activating with the jaw and the lips. So it's really sort of luck of the draw which penalties you get when you raise suspicion.
Empathy.
Blank has been promoted successfully. He's a social climber. He's moving on up in the world, and now he's going to check on his new subordinate, Carl, who is in the bathroom and has been in the bathroom for 2 minutes and 16 seconds, which Blank has calculated is about 16 seconds too long.
Right up.
So he's checking up on Carl, make sure that everything
Is
is going the way that it should be, and suggesting some possible supplements that Carl might want to take so that he doesn't take as long in the bathroom.
average.
This button in the mouth is a good example of what Arthur's talking about the non-cosmetic penalties. This upper right button being tilted is a real bummer for me, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world, it's just a bummer. And a good example of the RNG of the penalties.
I will.
Right, and also that brings up another sort of cosmetic feature. Oh, here we go. Now we've got the nose going haywire as well.
I wish I could say I was doing this intentionally to show it off, but I'm not. I'm just messing up.
But you did just nail what I was about to point out, which is if you do bring the tongue forward too forcefully, and you should never bring your tongue forward too forcefully, blank text field can knock his teeth out, which actually doesn't seem to have any effect on the gameplay. It's just a really great image for everybody watching along.
Weakness. Abnormal heart rhythms. Internal bleeding. Shortened lifespan. Instant death.
Do not worry about it.
This is why everybody should speedrun this game, because if you ever get a chance to show it off, it's a win-win. You might be slow, but you're putting on a show, you know? Look at this. Look at this display.
You're offered to be customary best human when.
So for this level where we're talking to Carl, there was no upgrade required. But for the next level coming up, we're going to upgrade the socio-optics dynamics, which I believe controls the height of your eyebrow. So we'll see some prompts for that on the screen shortly. Oh, sorry, no, it's not eyebrows is later on. This is amount of eye contact. So robots, they're just like us. They don't know how much eye contact they should be making. Or I guess they do know how much, but are constantly aware of it at all times. I know is true for me.
Indeed. As they say, big mood. Big mood, blank.
Stress and anxiety is
this game is full of moods. In the last level, when Blank says to Carl, he says, "Look, I'm just like every other human. I enjoy excreting material, but I don't do it at the expense of productivity."
Relatable. I believe content was the theme of the last run. This is some relatable content.
So now we're going through, Blank is going through a physical inspection with the doctor. Apparently he's been promoted high enough at his company that physical health is a concern. I'm not sure if they're trying to, I guess he finally got insurance, because we know that that's not offered to, frontline workers, essential staff. You gotta be in one of the corner offices before you get healthcare. So
I'd laugh, but there's no joke there. It's just sad.
Now
there's no I mean, this game is definitely left leaning in the themes and the dialogue, but if you scratch the surface, it's just a little bit depressing.
One thing I can say while I'm kind of doing this, I've gotten in the zone now. Arthur mentioned I'm doing this, I'm playing with a controller. Might be interesting to folks to know what specifically is happening. So the tongue is the left thumbstick, the jaw up and down is the right thumbstick. Obviously you can see the X, Y is just pressing and holding X or Y for that axis. And then the eyes, I'm using the D-pad to move left or right. And Arthur alluded to the eyebrows, which will be a system that gets introduced later. We control that by either holding the left or right bumper, depending on if it's left or right eyebrow. and then using the left or right thumbstick for that as well. So that's why I'm not talking very much, because my thumbs are constantly doing things, even though it looks kind of slow on screen, to be honest.
That.
So you passed your physical, all is good, no upgrades for the next level, we can just truck right on through. And
I am here
you are
today
giving a speech
with
now because you've been nominated to become the union representative for your company.
witnessed
As we all know, that's exactly how this works. You get promoted high enough and you really care about class solidarity.
your
You definitely want to join.
economic and or social structure. The corporate elite view common dirty workers like you as ineffective resources to be optimized. They seek to increase your output for commercial gain. You are all badly for cogs in their machine.
So I'd like to be able to plug some upcoming big boards. So coming up next, we have Choose the Ending for Nappletail, and currently Frenemies is winning $75, and the others don't have any. So if you want to change that, be sure to get your donations in.
Generating meaningless currency.
We might have lost Arthur.
If
I'm not
you
trying to look too close at the Discord, but I'm not sure if...
me,
Oh, yeah,
will only be optimized for electrical output as uncaged, free-range organic batteries. We shall rise up and demand that all people be valued equally. No human shall be spared from the process. No bosses, no workers, only organic beings creating energy for a new tomorrow. The reign of business is over. Let the golden age of efficiency begin.
I can jump in here. I'm the push and pull between making sure there's no dead air and trying to focus is a bummer, but it's all good. Things happen. We are now on another date with Karen outside the club, but we got to convince the bouncer that we are absolutely real humans. And I suppose the other pro of talking less is you can all hear the dulcet tones of blank text field really burrowing into your skull.
I
This is about the
Oh,
point of
she's
the run.
everybody.
What's up, Arthur? Welcome back. I'm just gonna say that
Had
this is
an
the
audio
point of the
drop
run.
there.
Okay, yeah. Hear ya.
3,000.
It's the point of the run where I start to regret this category that I made up all on my own, because there's so many things to handle at once. We
Right,
got
so
the
you are
icon upgrade.
running the no upgrade disable,
Yeah.
which I don't think I mentioned the categories at the top, but not that you were running that. So glad we got to it. I'm not sure how much we caught before my audio dropped, but I had just shouted out our friend Soulsting for bringing this game to your channel just solely as a meme, and I said you can confirm or deny whether you knew the first time you played it that you would end up speedrunning it for marathons and terrorizing the nation.
Indeed, shouts out to Soulsting, always. And it was like within the first hour, so it took me a couple hours to play it casually, and like, if you stream, you know, you're talking to chat, it's not like you're speedrunning necessarily right out of the gate. So it was taking a while, and within the first hour, like 4 people came into chat and said, wow, I gotta see this speedrun. So I guess I kinda knew. I didn't know that I would get so invested in it, but it's just silly enough to really hold my interest.
So if it's okay, I'm gonna hop in with a donation real quick.
Please.
So we have $26 from Scala Kitty, who says, donating my pledged amount from the Final Fantasy Legend 2 run, plus a little extra. Thank you all again for making my hosting shift so memorable. Money goes to have Demi run Cornelius in Odinspear because bunny rabbits heart. Thanks, Scala.
Joke detected.
Thank you so much for the donation.
Haha.
Chat is asking Bonks if in a live setting you would consider having an incentive to match blank text field's face expressions.
That's a really good idea. Chat, you geniuses. You beautiful fools. Sure. I mean, for charity, yeah, why the heck not?
Humorous.
Something that'll be on the internet
I'm busy
forever.
that day. I'm sorry.
Comedy. Just
There's some volunteers in chat though. That's great.
Excellent.
You're all welcome to step in. I don't know. I feel like blank text field could get really big on TikTok.
Yeah, absolutely. And the secret is,
people should just.
As I say, the secret is
Go
I'm
ahead.
making this face right now. You just don't know. It's a part of the. You know, it's like
Part of
when
the
you
speed strat.
move your mouth. Yeah, you like lean while you're playing Mario Kart. It's like that.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I actually am hitting all the buttons inside my mouth with my tongue right now. Alright, so we just added kinetic auditory response, which is a required upgrade, but actually doesn't add any systems. So, nice little cognitive break, just the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 systems, concurrent systems to control at once. And yet now you have to do it in the dark, because you are on another date with Karen, and you're out at the club, nightclubbing.
I have lived
And this, at the end of this is where we'll see the infamous dance.
entire life in
Thanks to everybody's amazing donations.
public sphere and have documentation as proof. My sensors are
Yeah, blank sensors are overloading. Again, some big moods. You go to the club. Just sometimes it's all just a little too much. DreamWorks eyebrow, says Kat, which is a very accurate call out. Even the way that it just like sort of slowly moves up when you activate it. Very smarmy.
The 2 times that blank says joke detected are the most painful. They're really difficult sequences to like stay on top of and react quickly to. Anyway, I think the developers did that on purpose. Joke detected is the worst text in the game.
Can you recall if it's the same sequence both times? I know we've talked a little bit or tried to sort of guess at whether the buttons actually correspond, or all of the controls correspond to what you're actually saying, or if it's just sort of scattershot.
It's a little bit the same in that you oscillate like the XY, and you're like opening the jaw and the cheeks. Left, right, up, down, over and over, like a ha, like your mouth, repeating syllables, repeating motions, but they're not exactly the same. And I don't know if that's because you have different upgrades. I can't remember where you say it before. But they aren't exactly the same, actually.
Are you maybe bringing a little bit of emotional baggage to those moments as somebody who has been called out for having a very dry laugh?
I don't have a riff for that. I'm thinking too hard about the game. Yes, I am. It's my emotional baggage. Nailed it.
At optimal
I don't think I mentioned yet one of the strats that you're using. One of the tongue strats that you're using is when you activate a button, rather than take the tongue back neutral, you just leave the tongue in place and focus on the other systems, which does get you some speed gains most of the time. Can also get you in a little bit of trouble if the button happens to go red while your tongue is resting on it. Can raise a little bit of suspicion, but more often than not, the button stays neutral, and you end up having to move the tongue before it goes red, so it's fairly safe strat. And here comes the dance. Everybody, let's get some dance. Get your dance emotes out, type it up. Blank text field has got the move.
Yeah, so this is it's kind of a cutscene, but I'm actually controlling a little bit. You won't really get hip movements, just twerking it.
That's all you really need when you move your hips like that, though.
So true. So true. So this is, thank you so much. We met at the donation incentive, and this is what you paid for. No, you paid for the Trevor Project, which is awesome. And you're getting this meme incidentally afterwards. So anyway, it's as long as we want it. I could do this for 10 minutes, but we'll move on here.
Good evening.
So we just upgraded emotive display to level 2. You can see that the emotion meter on the far side of the screen now goes beyond neutral all the way down to sad. And we are actually giving a speech at Carl's wedding because we went in to check on him and his bathroom problems. We misunderstood something that he said to us and became the best man at his wedding. And Carl was too much of a doormat to decline. So, yeah, we are the best man at Carl's wedding, despite having known him for a few days. And this is the point in the game where we gain the ability to show sadness. Which, has been, has always seemed a little strange to me that you want to start looking sad during a best man's. But
Carl claims that
this is probably the biggest downside to controller is when the XY slider gets super long like this, because with a mouse it would be a lot faster, but like Arthur mentioned earlier at the very beginning of the run, if you use a mouse and keyboard, you use WASD for the tongue in the mouth, which is really a lot more precise than the controller and probably gets you gains on that side of things. But everything else you click and drag. And my hypothesis right now, as the only person, well, that's not true. Glitchwitch also is now speedrunning this, which is awesome. But my hypothesis in the vacuum of me speedrunning this is that the losses of having to click and drag all of these different facial features all around the screen is more of a time loss, but I don't know. That's something I need to workshop more thoroughly. Maybe this is a mouse keyboard speedrun in the future. I'm not sure.
Yeah, not only do you need to workshop it, but the community. Yeah, we need everybody playing Speaking Simulator. We need this thing to be blown up.
Yeah.
I do see the value in marriage. A legal.
Chat's asking if the pronunciation changes when you knock your teeth out, which I don't believe it does. I think there's only, it's just the one audio track recorded through the game. I don't think there are any effects, besides possibly like some distortion or other overlaid effects that you might get.
Yeah, one thing I didn't think about till many speedruns in is that regardless of the suspicion meter, your conversations never change. So you could be at, 9 out of 10 suspicion penalties or whatever units the game is measuring that in. And no one you're talking to cares that your eye is popped out or that your nose is flying around your face. Everyone's just like, cool, thanks for being the best man at my wedding.
Emotion is crucial.
I don't think I haven't seen the tongue get too tangled in this run, but that is something just to inform chat. That is something that can happen if you're working on a particularly complex button combo in the mouth. Sometimes the animating bodies of the tongue will glitch out and get a little wacky, and you have to do a little bit of a dance inside the mouth to get the tongue straightened back out. Otherwise, you're just gonna wail on that suspicion meter.
Do you ever think you'd say that combination of words in your life?
This game has made me do so many things that I never thought I would do in my life.
So I say.
Also, the more that I play this, I truly believe there is tongue drift. I need to do some more methodical testing, but sometimes I feel like I haven't hit the left thumbstick at all, and then the tongue is just out of control. And I'm like, tongue drift! How dare you?
Just ghost inputs to the tongue.
Exactly.
Got the gold teeth in here. Last time we ran this, I gave a call out to Joe Pesci in I almost just said Joe Pesci in Full House. What do I mean? He was not in Full House. Home
That's a
Alone.
different show. That'd be a real different show.
That would be if he played Michelle.
How rude. Wait, was that not Michelle? Oh no.
That was Stephanie.
Cancel.
They should do one of those deep fakes where Joe Pesci is all the characters in the opening credits to Full House.
Too many cooks. Joe Pesci.
Someone make it happen. Chat, make it happen.
This is, people wonder, there's a number of emotes on my channel that I'm like, I can't really explain it, but it was a meme between me and Arthur, and so I made it an emote. And everyone's getting a glimpse of that now. Why are we talking about Joe Pesci? There was a way that we got here, but why are we continuing the conversation? For the memes. For the lulz,
For the emotes, your next slot's going to open up sooner or later, and Joe Pesci's just going to be waiting to just swoop in. Chat says, "Oops, all Pesci."
From
So back to the game. We are now giving the eulogy at Grant's funeral. You remember our supervisor, Grant, from earlier in the game. He confessed to us that he's a bit of a health nut, and that he takes a lot of supplements, and asked Blank Text Field, "Do you take any supplements? You look like a healthy fella as well." And Blank Text Field, in his literal way, said, "The only thing I take is beryllium oxide." And Grant says, "Oh, I got to try that." Spoiler alert: Grant tries it. Grant dies, and you are chosen to give the eulogy at his funeral, which is there's some great dialogue that we Pesci'd over here, just talking about how weak and fragile human life is, and yeah, just kind of glossing over the grief part of the funeral, and just really hammering home the primacy of the robot invasion.
Energy yield. This human will live on with
There's also a required upgrade to your eyebrows for this level, but it doesn't add any new controls or alter the systems in any way.
on in your lights, your air conditioners, and
Part of the difficulty is pretty observable, but I guess I'll just call it out for funsies. Is obviously the addition of systems as you play, but these last 3 levels in particular, I mean, you're just monologuing the whole time, right? So it's a lot of work for the player versus conversations earlier in the game that are more of a dialogue, so you get a bit of a break. So it's kind of a slog at the end, unfortunately, but just giving a speech and talking a lot and moving our mouths a lot.
Obliteration that awaits you all.
Coming up on the final level here. So we have our last upgrade. Again, doesn't change any systems or add any new controls. Just gets you those fly gold teeth. And so now you outfitted your green polo with a yellow tie, suspiciously long yellow tie, and you are giving a speech on the Senate floor. Think you're the president? We think you're the president. Never expressly stated that you're the president, but you make reference to, as you see here, reaching the pinnacle of society.
So, have called me the greatest hero in human history. I made many.
So, to this point, the total number of upgrades is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 required upgrades, and 4 of them add controls. 3 of them do not add or change any controls.
Supposedly this last one that we get, it's called lingual hydraulics, and the text for it says that it increases the speed of the tongue moving in the mouth. I've played around a little bit with purchasing it. You can purchase things in advance, like so. You get points. You can see in the upper right corner. You get points for executing things well, and then that translates at the end of the level into essentially game currency, and that's how you purchase the upgrades. And they're never a problem in the speedrun. Like, it's very, you're never like, oh no, I'm short on currency to get an upgrade or anything. So you could, I tooled around a little bit with purchasing something like the speed boost, like this last upgrade says, purchasing it in advance. But I haven't conclusively found it to actually make too much of a difference. So I don't know. I could pester the developers about it. The developers have been really supportive of this. It's a small studio, Affable Games, that developed this out of Australia, and seem like really cool folks. I didn't want to pester them too much, but that's maybe a question I can dig a little deeper into for sure.
Right, as it stands now, you mentioned that the time lost in the menu installing the upgrade earlier than you need might actually take away if the speed gains of the like speed boost aren't noticeable.
Yeah.
At 100% efficiency.
So the announcement that Blank Text Field is making here, I guess the reiterating the dialogue isn't as important in the later levels because Fox already pointed out that it's very monologue-y, so we're not skipping over anybody else's dialogue, but all the flesh and blood humans are being converted to biofuel for the robots that are invading. Blank has been chosen to make this announcement because he's got away with words, got away with delivering bad news, and humanity seems quite happy to hear the news that they're going to be used as biofuel.
To the many of you who will lose your old jobs to more talented, efficient, power.
This is the last text field, so time will be when I advance after text says, or blank, says future, just as a heads up.
Say this. You will have new jobs as organic biofuel.
The adjectives flying through chat right now. I have to endorse all of them. Terrifying, fascinating, wonderful, cursed. It's all true.
Contains multitudes. Time. Oh, that was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And with the dance.
DJ,
yeah.
In there. So, our benevolent AI, if you remember, we started this with our benevolent AI granting us sentience. And they're surprised we did it. All of human society is weirdly excited about being turned into batteries. And you can replay everything if you want as well. And there's the credits. I just want to give a shout out as well. I should have done this in the beginning, and we got kind of discombobulated. Shout out to the Puffy and Arthur. Thank you so much, my friend, for commentating. Arthur does not play this game. Arthur doesn't own this game. And agreed to learn about a bunch of this nonsense so that I would have somebody helping me out. And now he's done it twice, and I super appreciate it. So thank you, my friend. Thanks again, everybody that donated. Always shouts out to Soul Sing. And thanks so much to Power Up with Pride for hosting us. I saw the first Power Up with Pride in 2018. My first Power Up with Pride I watched was in 2018. And it was kind of my first introduction to speedrunning outside of just the big GDQ main stage. And I was enthralled. I thought it was awesome. And it's a huge personal goal of mine to be here. So thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, thank you, Box, for bringing me along. Thanks, Power Up with Pride. Thanks, chat. Thanks, Solsting, for bringing this game into our lives. And yeah, Black Lives Matter, Black Trans Lives Matter.
Yeah,
What else is there to say?
nothing.
Well, thank you so much for that, Bonks, and thanks, Arthur, for commentating. And coming up next, we'll be having Hachimon by Tristan, and that game, it's amazing. So I definitely recommend sticking